Iron Maiden may be a band, but in many ways, it is the embodiment of Steve Harris's vision and spirit. Despite his advancing age, Harris remains a force to be reckoned with, ensuring that Iron Maiden's legacy will live on and continue to inspire new generations of music fans in the future. Besides being the bassist, Harris is also the principal songwriter for Iron Maiden. The lyrics he writes often encompass themes of history, mythology, and literature, reflecting his interest in various complex and profound subjects. Harris is also involved in the production of Iron Maiden's albums, ensuring that every detail of their music aligns with his vision. His dedication to quality and originality has kept Iron Maiden relevant for over 4 decades, despite changing musical trends. He is the only constant member of the band since its founding in 1975, and along with guitarist Dave Murray, he is the only member to appear on every album. Harris was born on March 12, 1956, in Leytonstone, an area that was then part of Essex, England. Uniquely, he was born in the back room of his grandmother's house, where he later spent his childhood. From an early age, Harris had dreams far removed from music. He aspired to become a professional footballer, and his talent in this sport was not to be underestimated. He even caught the attention of Wally St. Pierre, famous talent scout of the time. Because of his potential, Harris was invited to train with the renowned team, West Ham United. However, as time went on, Harris began to find his interest in rock music. The strong influence of this genre became evident as he entered his teenage years, leading him to reconsider his dreams in football. Although he had reached a promising stage in his football career, his love for music eventually outweighed all other desires, and he decided to drastically change the course of his life. This decision marked the beginning of his musical journey, which would later bring him to the pinnacle of fame as one of the most influential heavy metal musicians of all time. Initially, Harris wanted to play drums, but the lack of space in his home forced him to seek an alternative. Eventually, he decided to learn to play bass, a decision that would greatly shape his career in music. Entirely self-taught, Harris bought his first bass in 1971, a copy of the Fender Precision model, which he purchased for £40. It didn't take long for Harris to dive into the music world. Just 10 months after buying his first bass, he joined a band initially known as Influence, which later changed its name to Gypsy's Kiss. The band consisted of Bob Verscoil as the lead vocalist, Dave Smith on guitar, and Paul Sears on drums. Although the band's journey was short, Harris and Gypsy's Kiss managed to perform in several local pubs, such as the Cart and Horses in Maryland Point, Stratford, and the Bridge House in Canning Town. After Gypsy's Kiss disbanded, Harris auditioned to join a band called Smiler in February 1974. In Smiler, Harris began writing his own songs and collaborated with musicians who would later become part of Iron Maiden, such as Dennis Wilcock and Doug Sampson. However, creative differences with other members in Smiler led Harris to leave the band. His songs were considered too complex by Smiler's members, which ultimately pushed Harris to find another path to realize his musical vision. This decision was an important step that led Harris to form Iron Maiden, a band that would later carve its name into heavy metal history. After leaving Smiler, Steve Harris didn't take long to move on to the next project that would ultimately change his life and the world of music forever. On Christmas Day 1975, Harris created Iron Maiden, a band that would later become a global heavy metal icon. The name Iron Maiden was inspired by the film The Man in the Iron Mask, which touched the dark and mysterious side of Harris's imagination. However, before Iron Maiden reached the peak of fame, Harris lived a life far from the glamour of the music world. As an architectural draftsman in East End of London, he worked hard drawing plans and designs, while in his spare time, he continued to pursue his dream in music. Despite his dedication, his job as a draftsman ended when he was laid off, an event that shook his financial stability. Undeterred, Harris remained determined to realize his vision with Iron Maiden. After losing his job in architecture, he took a job as a street sweeper to support himself while continuing to develop his band. These tough conditions only strengthened his resolve to succeed in music, where every note and lyric he created was born from a combination of his love for music and his life experiences full of challenges. In 1979, Harris's hard work finally paid off. The Iron Maiden signed a recording contract with EMI, marking the beginning of their journey to international fame. With unwavering determination and a strong vision, Steve Harris transformed Iron Maiden from a small band formed in London into one of the most influential groups in the history of heavy metal music.